During the early phase of the Ukraine war, there was a tragic aircraft incident that created a great deal of debate in both the traditional and social media. On the night of the 2nd of March, a Romanian Air Force MiG-21 fighter jet disappeared in mysterious circumstances while patrolling the Romanian-Ukrainian border. It was soon discovered that the MiG had crashed about 70 kilometers from Ukraine, and a search and rescue Puma helicopter was soon dispatched to locate the wreck and its missing pilot. But this helicopter also crashed, killing all 7 crew aboard. What had happened? How had Romania lost 2 aircraft and 8 members of its air force in the space of less than half an hour, just a few minutes flying time from an active war zone? These crashes marked the first NATO aerial losses in the Ukraine conflict, as both aircraft were engaged in policing the Romanian-Ukrainian border to prevent any violations of Romanian sovereignty, just as thousands of Ukrainian refugees were pouring into Romania, seeking shelter from the fighting. Russian media soon claimed that the MiG-21 and perhaps the Puma rescue helicopter had been shot down, not by them, but by Ukrainian air defenses, in an appalling accident. Something that was strenuously denied by Romania, Ukraine, and NATO. The Romanian Air Force had already intercepted an unwanted visitor to its airspace a few days before the crashes, when, on the 24th of February, a Ukrainian Air Force Sukhoi Su-27 flanker was intercepted entering Romania by 2 Romanian F-16s. The Su-27 was escorted to Bacău Air Base in Romania, where it landed at 7:05 in the morning. The Ukrainian fighter was armed with 6 R-27 and 4 R-73 air-to-air missiles, and the story revealed by the Romanian government was that the Ukrainian pilot had lost contact with his base, which was under heavy Russian attack and needed to land. During World War II, when American, German, or British aircraft landed in a neutral country, such as Switzerland, Sweden, or Ireland, the flight crews were interned and their aircraft impounded for the duration of the conflict. However, on the 1st of March 2022, the Ukrainian Su-27 was allowed to return to Ukraine, minus its missiles, being escorted to the border by a pair of Romanian Air Force MiG-21s. The following day, 2nd of March 2022, came NATO's first air losses in the Ukraine war. A pair of MiG-21 Lancers took off from Mihail Kogorniceanu Air Base at 7:50 to patrol the border. One aircraft lost contact with the control tower at 8 p.m. At 3 minutes past 8, the MiG went off radar in an area close to Kozolak village in Dobrogea, about 80 kilometers from the Ukrainian border, and close to the Black Sea. At 8:21 p.m., an IAR-330 Puma helicopter was dispatched from the same airbase to search for the missing MiG, and it too went off radar at 8:44, crashing some 11 kilometers from the base. The pilot had reported adverse weather conditions, snow and rain, and a low cloud ceiling, and had been ordered to return. The second crash killed all 7 crew aboard. Russia's claim that the MiG and the chopper were downed by Ukraine in friendly fire incidents took hold across the internet. Russia said that poorly trained and inexperienced Ukrainian troops launched S-300 PS air defense missiles, mistaking the Romanian planes for Russian cruise missiles or aircraft. This claim has, as I've stated, been denied by Romania and Ukraine. We don't know precisely where Ukrainian S-300 systems were located at the time of the crashes, and the MiG was still well within Romania at the time it went down. Russia also claimed that it wasn't the first time such an incident had been perpetrated by the Ukrainians. Russia claimed that on the night of the 24th of February 2022, during heavy air operations by both sides, Ukrainian forces shot down one of their own Sukhoi Su-27 flankers over Kyiv. Here's a photo of that alleged downed plane. Officially, however, no such friendly fire incident has occurred. The Russian claims concerning the Romanian aircraft lost on the 2nd of March have been widely challenged. and several plausible explanations for their loss put forward, until the formal accident investigation reports are released by the Romanian Ministry of Defence. The weather that night was bad, as I said, snow and rain with low cloud. Accident seems the most likely scenario. Romania has lost aircraft before to accidents. In 2014, a Romanian Air Force helicopter crashed in Transylvania with 10 people aboard, 8 being killed. The MiG-21 is an old aircraft. It first entered Soviet service in 1959, and though progressively upgraded, Romania still has between 23 and 28 in service, the type being slowly replaced by second-hand F-16s purchased from Norway. In 2018, one of these MiG-21s crashed at an air show, killing the pilot. On the 24th of March, the Romanian Ministry of National Defence reported the following initial analysis of the 2nd of March crashes. Quote, "The Commissions concluded that both events were most likely due to a combination of human and environmental errors, the share of which is to be determined at the end of the investigation procedures." End quote. All MiG-21s were grounded for technical checks, as well as the helicopters, but they have now returned to normal duties. Further investigations are currently underway to establish beyond doubt the causes for the tragic losses of the 2nd of March 2022. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.